Welcome back. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this jellyfish. So what you will need is you will need a 5mm hook, 4mm hook, scissors, yarn needle, a marker. You'll need stuffing, and then you'll need 3 different colors of yarn. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver Minty, white, and turquoise. For the body of mine, I'm using Minty. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to start with the 5mm hook. Go ahead and make a magic circle with 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. For row 2, we're going to do 2 single crochet in each stitch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. For row 3, we're going to do 1 single crochet in the first stitch and then 2 single crochets into the second stitch. So 1 single crochet in this first stitch, 2 single crochets into the second stitch, and then we're just going to repeat that all the way around. 1 and then 2. 1 and then 2. 1 and then 2. 1 and then 2. 1 and then 2 in this last stitch. So now you have 18 stitches around. Row 4 is the exact same as what we just did. It's going to be 1 single crochet in the first stitch and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch, and then repeat this all the way around. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. and then 2 in this last stitch. So that's the end of row 4, and you now have 27 stitches around. Row 5 is 1 single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 3rd stitch. So 1, 2, and then 2 into the 3rd. 1, 2, and 2 into the 3rd. And then you're just going to repeat this all the way around. Okay, so that's the end of the 5th row, and you should now have 36 stitches around. So for the 6th row, we're going to do 1 single crochet in the first 3 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 4th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and then 2 into this 4th stitch. And you're just going to repeat this all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, and then 2 into the 4th. Okay, 2 into this last stitch. Okay, so that is the end of row 6, and you now have 45 stitches around. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Next, we're going to be doing 12 rows even, so just 1 single crochet in each stitch. So I'll do the first row with you. It's 7 through 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45. So that is the end of row 7. So go ahead, pause your video, and work the remaining 11 rows by yourself, just doing one single crochet in each of the 45 stitches around. And when you unpause, I will meet you back here and we'll get started on row 19. Okay, so I just finished my row 18. So you should still have 45 stitches around. And if you want to double check, you can count, start with the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So for row 19, we're going to do one row even, or I'm sorry, we're going to do in the back loops only. We're going to do one single crochet in the first 3 stitches, and then we're going to crochet 2 together. So in the back loops only, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to crochet 2 together. And we're just going to repeat this all the way around. One, 2, 3, and then 2 together. One, 2, 3, and 2 together. One, 2, 3, 2 together. One, 2, 3, 2 together. One, 2, 3, 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 2 together. 1, 2, 3, and then crochet these last 2 together. Okay, so that's the end of row 19, and you now have 36 stitches around. We're also going to go ahead and place some stuffing, just a little bit, in the top of the head here, just to kind of get the shape that you want. Okay, so moving on, row 20 is 1 single crochet in the first stitch and then 2 together. So we're going to go back to normal now, working in under both loops. So 1 and then 2 together, 1 and then 2 together, and we're just going to repeat this for the whole row. Okay, crochet these last 2 together here. Okay, so that's the end of row 20. You now have 24 stitches around. Row 21 is 1 single crochet in the first 4 stitches and then 2 together. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then crochet 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and crochet these last 2 together. Okay, so you now have 20 stitches, or 20 stitches around, my bad. You now have 20 stitches around. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add more stuffing. Okay, so as you're adding this stuffing, the shape you want it to take is you want it to be nice and round, but you want it to be flat at the bottom. So just kind of stuff it in there, and I stick my fingers in and I kind of work it around to the edges to get that shape that I want on the head. And then I just take stuffing and I add it into the hole. But we're also going to be adding more stuffing as we go, so. Okay, so row 22. Row 22 is 1 single crochet in the first 3 stitches and then 2 together. So 1, 2, 3, and then 2 together. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 2 together. 1, 2, 3, and these last 2 together. Okay, that's the end of row 22, and you now have 16 stitches around. Row 23 is 1 single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then crochet 2 together. So 1, 2, and then 2 together. 1, 2, and then 2 together. 1, 2, and then 2 together. 1, 2, and these last 2 together. So I'm going to stop and do a little bit more stuffing. Alright. Row 24 is 1 single crochet in the first stitch and then 2 together. Just make sure you don't grab your stuffing now, because it should be pretty stuffed up close to where you're crocheting. So 1 and then 2 together. And then 1 and 2 together. 1, 2 together. 1, and then crochet these last 2 together. Okay, so that was row 24. You now have 8 stitches around. For row 25, you're just going to do 2 together twice, so I'm not even going to place my marker. Just going to do 2 together once, and then 2 together a second time. So now you can go ahead, cut yourself a yarn tail, finish off. And this is your last chance to add stuffing if you need to. So go ahead and make sure your jellyfish is shaped how you want it to be. And if you need to add more, you can just place it right there and shove it in with the back of your hook. I'm satisfied with how mine is stuffed, so I'm actually going to go ahead and just finish this off. So you're going to take your yarn tail and you're just going to go in and out of the remaining stitches. And then go ahead and pull tight to close up the hole. Pick a nearby stitch, knot off to it, and then you go ahead and take your yarn tail through the body. And then you can go ahead and snip that so it disappears into the body. So now that this is finished, we're going to go ahead and put the trim on. So using the same color yarn, go ahead and make a slip knot. And take your 5mm hook. And we're going to be going in the front loops that were left over from row 19. And there are 45 of them. So just make sure you count when you do this so you don't accidentally skip one. So go ahead and do a single crochet in each of these front loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45. Okay, so once you have that done, go into that first stitch that you made and just create a slip stitch. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip this next stitch, and we're going to put 3 double crochet into the one after that. So skip the first stitch here and go over to here and do 3 double crochets. Oops. 2, and 3. And now we're going to skip a stitch again, go into this next stitch and just do a slip stitch. And then we're just going to keep repeating this. So you're going to skip this next stitch, and then you're going to do 3 double crochets into the next. So 1, 2, 3, skip a stitch, and slip stitch into the next one. Skip a stitch, and then 3 double crochets. Skip a stitch and then slip stitch into the next. Skip a stitch and then 3 double crochets into the next. Skip a stitch and then slip stitch. Skip a stitch and 3 double crochets. Skip a stitch, slip stitch, skip a stitch and 3 double crochets. Skip a stitch, slip stitch, skip a stitch, and 3 double crochets. Skip a stitch, slip stitch, skip a stitch, and 3 double crochets. Skip a stitch and slip stitch, skip a stitch and 3 double crochets. Skip a stitch, slip stitch, skip a stitch and 3 double crochets. Skip a stitch, slip stitch, skip a stitch, and 3 double crochets. And then skip a stitch and slip stitch. And go ahead and cut your yarn tail and finish off. So now we get our trim on our jellyfish. Let's go ahead and move along and make tentacles. So keeping the same color yarn, but we're going to go ahead and switch to our 4mm hook. You're going to make 4 of these. So leave yourself a decent starting tail, about maybe 5-6 inches, and make a slip knot. And now we're going to chain 41. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Okay, so now you're going to go ahead and you're just going to put a single crochet in 40 of these. So you're going to skip this first chain and you're going to go into the second chain and make your single crochet. So then we're just going to go ahead and continue doing some crochets all the way down. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So you can go ahead and just cut close to the same length of yarn tail and finish off. So here is one of the tentacles. So you need 3 more just like this. So go ahead and rewind your video to 34 minutes and make 3 more of these. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and make one of the spiral tentacles. So you're going to start with your turquoise color, leave a long starting tail, and make a slip knot. Use your 5mm hook, and we're going to chain 51. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. So now we have that. We're going to change to our 4mm hook. And now we're going to put 2 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So you're going to go ahead and skip this first chain and go into the second chain. And you're doing 2 single crochets. So 1, 2. And then we're going to go ahead and put 2 more single crochets into the next stitch. 1, 2. Now the following stitch after that, we're going to put 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And then 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So for the whole entire chain, we're just going to keep rotating 3 single crochets, and then 2, and then 3 and 2 and 3 and 2, all the way to the end. So I'm going to do 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. And that is all. So go ahead and cut a yarn tail pretty much the same length as your first one. And here is one of your tentacles. Now you should end with 2 single crochet in the last stitch. However, as long as you didn't skip any and you put the same pattern, the 2 and then 3 and 2 and then 3, it's okay if you ended with 3 in the last one. It may just mean that you accidentally chained 1 too many or 1 too short. So don't worry too much about that. But you're going to need 2 of these tentacles. So go ahead and rewind your video to the 38-minute mark and make another one of these. For our third tentacle, we're going to be making a white one. So get your white yarn and make a slip knot. And then using your 5mm hook, you're going to chain 55. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55. So just like with the blue tentacle, you're going to switch to your 4mm hook. And in the second chain from the hook, you're going to do 2 single crochets. 1, 2. In the next stitch, you're going to do 2 single crochets. 1, 2. And then just like the blue tentacle, for the rest of the stitches, you're going to repeat 3 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet, and then 3, and then 2, and 3, and 2, and so on until the end. So put 3 single crochets in this next stitch, 2 and 3, and then 2 single crochets into the next. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And Button's making his appearance. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1. Oh my goodness. Alright, sorry about that. And that is 2, and then 3 in the next. 1, 2, 3. And we're just going to repeat this. So while we repeat this pattern of 3 single crochet in the first stitch and then 2 single crochet into the second, I'm going to take this time to thank you for watching my videos. If this is the first video you've watched, check out some of my other crochet animal videos. I have them each in their own individual playlist. Subscribe to my channel and like this video if you enjoy it so far. It's 3. Cat foot in my way here. This is a really cool looking tentacle, but definitely very tedious. Doing the same stitch over and over again. Almost there. Okay, down to our last 2 chains, or 3 chains, my bad. And 2 in the last. Alright, so again, go ahead and cut yourself about an equal length yarn tail as the starting yarn tail and finish off here. And here is your white tentacle. So again, you should end with 2 single crochet in the last stitch, but if you do not, as long as you followed the pattern 3 and then 2 and 3 and then 2, you'll be fine. You just might have skipped a chain. So go ahead and rewind to the 52-minute mark and make 1 more of these, and then I'll meet you back here to assemble. Alright, let's go ahead and assemble our jellyfish. So I already weaved in, you should have had 2 yarn tails at the end for the trim. All you do is just take them into the body and snip them. Sorry, I didn't get that on recording. So let's go ahead and begin with a white tentacle. And how we're going to place these tentacles is we're going to try to have them equal lengths apart and rotate white, blue, white, blue. And we're going to keep it in about the in-between in the middle of here. So how we're going to attach this is you're going to go into the body and then you're going to pop out the next stitch. And then you're going to go into a stitch of the tentacle at the very top, like that, and go back into the body, the same hole that you just came out of, and take this yarn tail over and away from where we're attaching the tentacle. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other yarn tail. But you're going to just take it to where it naturally lays. So right here, and then pop out the next stitch. And then grab a stitch of the tentacle and go back into the same hole that you just came out of, and take that yarn tail to the other yarn tail. So now your tentacle is attached. You can go ahead and do a double knot of these yarn tails. And then we're going to take these yarn tails, go back in that same hole, and just pop out somewhere else away from the tentacle. And then just pull that tight and snip it. Okay, so let's go ahead and attach a blue one next. So we're going to kind of try to keep it in the middle here. So just go ahead and go into your next stitch and pop out right beside it. And then again, grab the next stitch at the top of your tentacle. And then go back into the same hole and take this yarn tail away from this tentacle. And then grab your next yarn tail. And again, just lay it flat to see where it naturally goes in. It's about right here. Go into the body and out the next stitch. Come up and grab a stitch of the tentacle and go right back into that same hole, and just take this yarn tail over where you popped the other yarn tail out. And then you got your blue one attached. So same thing, just go ahead and tie this off. And take these yarn tails out of the body. Okay, now we'll attach the next white one. So we're going to go into the body and out the next stitch, and then we're going to grab a stitch of the tentacle and go back down into the same hole and away from where we're placing the tentacle. And then get your other yarn tail. See where it wants to lay, which is about right here. Go in and then out the next stitch. Grab the tentacle and then go right back into the same hole you just came out of, and take your yarn tail over to the other one. Gonna knot this off. And I'm going to go ahead and take it out the side of the body. Alright, attach our last blue one here. Go into the body, out the next stitch, grab a stitch of the tentacle, into the same hole and away from where we're placing it. And then get your other yarn tail. Go into the body, out the next stitch, grab part of the tentacle and then go right back into the same hole you just came out of, taking your yarn tail away from the tentacle. Go ahead and knot that off. Take these yarn tails out the side and snip them. Okay, so we got our 4 big ones attached. So next we're going to attach these 4 smaller ones. And where we're going to attach them is we're going to go closer to the trim, and we're going to go in between the white and the blue. We're going to attach these the same way we've been attaching the other ones. So we're going to go into the body and out the next stitch, and then into a stitch of the tentacle, and then back in the same hole we just came out of, and take the yarn tail away from the tentacle. And then we're going to take the other yarn tail, see where it wants to lay, go into the body, out the next stitch, grab a stitch of the tentacle, and go right back into the same hole you just came out of, and over to the other yarn tail. I'm going to knot this off. And take it out the side of the body. And now we're going to attach the next one. And we're just doing the same thing. Into the body, out the next stitch, grab a stitch of the tentacle, and then do the other side the same way. Okay, so into the body, out the next stitch, grab a stitch of the tentacle, go back into the same hole, and take the yarn tail away from the tentacle. Take the other yarn tail, go into the body, out the next stitch, grab a stitch of the tentacle, and go back into the same hole, and take that yarn tail away from the body, or away from the tentacle. Knot off. And take these yarn tails out of the body. And snip them. Now we have one more to attach. Go into the body, out the next stitch, grab a stitch of the tentacle, back in the same hole, take the yarn tail away from the tentacle, and then take the other yarn tail, into the body, out the next stitch, grab the tentacle, go back into the same hole, and take it away. And then we're going to knot this off. Take these yarn tails out the side here. And snip. Then go ahead and play with the shape of it, because it probably got deformed a little bit. And here's our jellyfish. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And please hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Check out some other videos of mine and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.